Hi guys. The short presentation I have is I noticed that diesel cologne, the diesel cologne that's referred to as Only the Brave, it's very popular right now. I believe the release date was 2009. It's been out for a couple years now, and it's very popular. Unfortunately, there's now fakes, counterfeits entering the market, and there are large amounts that are actually entering the market at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually demonstrate to you the differences and some of the things to look for whenever you're looking for uh, authentic versus counterfeit. Now, whenever I hold these two up, there's really no way to guess which is which. They did a pretty good job with um, duplicating it. Very good job, actually. Now, one thing I will say is whenever you open up Diesel Only to Brave, it has that blue. There, you're going to see some writing here. And this flab right here, the tab right there, that's going to be also blue. Whenever you open this up, you're going to see nothing but that medium navy welcoming blue is what you're going to see. And you see how neat that is in there? Now, I'm going to show you the imitation. Still blue in there, but I don't know if you could tell because of the camera, but the blue on this, it's going to look more like a sun-faded blue, or off rather. You open it up, the two tabs in there, those are blue, but if you noticed, inner tab, everything in there is all white. Just completely all white. Authentic Diesel Only to Brave, the whole entire package in there, you're not going to see any white in there. All you're going to see is just blue only. Now, I'm going to show you also what happens with the bottles. They did an excellent job, like I was saying, with actually duplicating the bottle. Real interesting fist that Diesel uses. You notice, nearly impossible to tell if you don't know a lot about this particular brand or a lot of cologne. I know I personally didn't. Now, if you look at these two, I'm going to get them up to the camera pretty good for you. Fake. Fake is not going to have, typically, no writing on the cap itself. Then, whenever you look at the actual spray button, it's also blank as well. They still use the chrome, but basically a blank button. And this would be your authentic Diesel. Your authentic Diesel is going to have engraved in it Diesel Only to Brave, of course. Then whenever you take that off, the lid, the only thing that's going to say on it in engraving, it's going to be Diesel. Now, both these bottles, very, very hard to tell them apart. Now, if you hold them up to, let's say, the light, you're going to see some slight differences with the glass cuts. Like, for example, the fake one, there's some seams along the fingers. Real Diesel, there's no seams at all on it. It has a pretty clean finish, actually. Also, on the bottom of Real Diesel, you're going to see serial numbers. You're going to see serial numbers, and it's going to be smoothed back here too. The serial numbers is actually a sticker. It's not etched in, printed in, nothing like that. It's like it's a sticker, basically. And then whenever you start dealing with imitations or counterfeit, there's nothing there. You may see a 2 or 3 engraved in there, but that is actually what I would call like a cheap mold that you would get. And actually, if you go to a craft store, a lot of times you can get molds for some of this stuff, perhaps. Also, the ring that the fist is wearing. The Real Diesel, it has a real clean finish. Real clean. You're not going to feel any residue of glue. And what I noticed about this was you'll see slight edges of glue hanging out to where you can like actually peel it off. That's another thing you want to look for, but if you look at them, very, very identical. Another thing I'm going to touch on is Diesel Only to Brave has it's not an overbearing scent. I'm going to say it's sweet, but I've always liked more of the sweeter men's colognes. When you spray it on you, you're basically going to have it can hold on up to 10 hours actually, and you're still going to smell it until you go to bed, take a shower. I live in Colorado. Our weather extremes are, it could be real cold one day, it can be real hot the next. We generally have a very dry climate, so your skin, dries out here. What I noticed about the fake one is after 30 minutes of wearing it, I could only smell basically where it seemed like it turned into a slight fade scent of rubbing alcohol is what I'd gotten. The real diesel, it'll last you anywhere from 5 to 10 hours. On me, I've seen it last up to 10 hours. Of course, that's going to depend on your body chemistry, things like that, how much you actually spray on you, and maybe perhaps if you're in a more humid climate. But from what I saw, real diesel, it doesn't wear off in 20-30 minutes. It's going to last you for quite a while. Another thing I'm going to touch on is this imitation. If you compare to blues, you notice that? This one right here is the real one. That's the fake one. It's almost like this fake one, it's kind of like sun faded. If you see something that sits out in the sun, how after it just fades after a little while. Basically, the only color you're going to see on Diesel Only to Brave is it's going to be a medium navy is how the best way I can describe it. It's not going to be dark as an almost black, but it's going to be like a medium navy. Kind of gives you a nice welcoming feel whenever you open it. And I want to say, I kind of think it has a classy look to it for the men's cologne. My advice is I'd gotten the imitation off of eBay, $40 versus $70 that I'd paid at the department store. My advice is always buy it from a reputable dealer. Department stores, it's expensive, but it is worth the money, and it's also better than going through the hassle of just wasting money on the imitation as well. And another thing I noticed is just because, and I'll show you both of these, there's supposed to be serial numbers on the bottom of these boxes. You're going to have one that is actually printed as an ink, and then there's going to one that looks like it's actually punched into the box. Unfortunately, real and fake, see, trying to get you to see that. Real and fake, if you look at the bottom of it right here, they're both going to have serial numbers. But the difference is, like I was saying, is basically, look at the bottom of the bottle. Nothing on that imitation, absolutely nothing. And versus a serial number with a sticker. If someone claims it's a tester, it should still have all that stuff. Maybe it might not come in the original packaging. I've seen reputable sellers also just sell maybe the testers. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're still going to have Diesel Only to Brave on the cap if it came with a cap. Or on that spray button, it's going to say Diesel on it. And basically, that is basically my advice. And I just thought I would give everyone a heads up that there's a lot of counterfeit Diesel Only to Brave hitting the market right now. And basically, I hope that everyone learns from my mistake. And just wanted to let everyone know about that. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Bye-bye.